Hello and welcome back to the Southern Bourbon and Whiskey Talk channel. Tonight I'm going to do a review on a bottle that I actually bottled myself down at Heaven Hill Distillery. This Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and it's a little different than the normal A, B, and C releases. This is a distillery exclusive release that you can only get when you do this tour to bottle your own Elijah Craig. It's they call this batch Y822. Y822. So the Y, I don't know what it stands for. You know, like we know what the A, B, and C is for the regular releases, and then the 8 means it was barrel or bottled in August, and then 22. And then this one comes in at 129.2 proof. And I bottled it personally on the 2nd of September, 2022, right there on Labor Day weekend, I believe it was. So 129.2 proof. All right, so that's what we're going to test today. And I have it poured in this glass. And then in the other two, I wanted to compare it. I've got two samples. This one is B522, which came in at 121 proof. And then C522, which my friend Troy, that lives out in Utah, got. And I don't remember exactly what the proof level on that one was and everything. So I just wanted to do a little side-by-side comparison. And earlier in the year, when I was up in Alaska, I actually had A122, and that one was really good and everything, and I remember that one. And I should have bought an extra bottle back home with me, and I didn't. But before we get started, again, I want to thank all of my viewers and my subscribers and everything. We've got quite a ways to go to get to 100 subscribers before the start of the new year. And just as a reminder, all those that come out and subscribe to my channel, if I reach 100 subscribers at least before 1 January, I'm going to give away 5 samples of what I'm considering in my bourbons of the year. So take just a minute. It don't cost anything to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button, and then just smash that alert button as well, so that way you get all the notifications. And then last but not least, comment on my video and what you think about this year's Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs and everything, which ones you thought was the best. And if you've ever done that Heaven Hill tour where you can bottle your own Elijah Craig Barrel Proof or Larceny Barrel Proof or whatever they have available at that time. All right, so we're going to have a little drink to cleanse our palate and hydrate ourselves here. So, all right. So what I wanted to do first was try over here on the left my Y822 version, the one that I bottled and everything. So let's get into the nose on it. Boy, that smells, really sweet, kind of like a lot of these Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs do. Yep, that's what I like to see or have on these Elijah Craigs and everything. So, and before I get into it, I've already cracked this bottle open before tonight. When my friend Troy was here earlier in the week, we cracked it open and had a few pours of it and everything. So I've already poured into my infinity jar. So yeah, that's really good. It's like sweet honey, molasses, brown sugar, very good and everything. So it smells like a good quintessential bourbon and everything. What I like to call the ideal bourbon on the nose. And you do get some alcohol on it, but it's not overwhelming. I mean, it's 129.2 proof. So, all right. So, cheers, Southern Bourbon and Whiskey Talk Nation, and let's get into this one. All right, so immediately, just a sweet caramel bomb, if you would, right on front. You get the Kentucky hug. The coating, the mouth coating is excellent, very good. You definitely get some of the alcohol on the mid palate and everything, but the finish on it is long lasting, which is something you would expect out of a barrel proof product, especially something that's over the 120 proof and everything. So that is really, really good. So let me get another taste of this. Again, just a sweet bomb right on the front, and you get the Kentucky hug. Mid palate, you get definitely the alcohol. Good long finish. So really, really good. And then I want to say, going back to when I had the Y822, I think that one was around, I think it was 120 proof or somewhere in that range. And that one was really good. And just going off my memory, this Y822 from the distillery, it's right there with it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. All right, so let's do this. This B522 that I had someone send me and everything. So they'll give it a little swirl in the glass to open it up. And again, this comes in at 121 proof, so it's definitely just a little less proofy. And let's see what the differences are. Okay, so cheers, Southern Bourbon Whiskey Talk friends. All right, so this one on the nose, it's not an aggressive like sweet bomb on you. So I definitely get the sweet and everything. I get more vanilla, like vanilla bean on it. Definitely get a little of the alcohol, but it's definitely not, you know, packing that just aggressive sweet on the nose, and then just a little, you know, the alcohol. Okay, so let's get into the palate and see what we got. All right, so again, really good. Not as aggressively sweet on the palate at all. That still get the alcohol in the mid palate. Mouth coating's good. The finish on it is really good as well. It's not as long as the Y822, which I'm not surprised, to be honest with you, because the proof level on the Y8 was higher. You get the Kentucky hug on it as well. And again, I would put that in the, it fits right into that barrel proof family, that Elijah Craig barrel proof family. It lives up to what you would expect for sure. But I would definitely say that distillery release Y822 is better. Okay, so all right, cleanse my palate there a little bit. And now we're going to get into this C922 that my friend Troy brought me from Utah. He was fortunate enough to get this. You know, the crazy thing here in Ohio, you know, it's a state control deal, and I know Utah is as well. But I haven't seen any of the Elijah Craig barrel proofs out this year at all. So You know, and I keep an eye on the website as well. I haven't seen them. Maybe I'm not catching it at the right time and everything. But you know, these are definitely releases that, you know, they come out, I want them, because I haven't had a bad one. Let's put it that way. They're all really good. Some better than others. So, all right. So C922 just came out in September, so pretty new. And as a matter of fact, when we was at the distillery in September and I was bottling my Y8 there, this was just being released out into the wild and everything. So, all right, so it's sweeter than B for sure. Doesn't smell like it's got the alcohol on it as much as either of the first two. Okay, so cheers everyone. Let's get into the palate. All right, so same thing, sweet up front. More sweet than the B5. You get some caramel, some honey there. It's not as much alcohol present on the mid palate like the other two was, and it doesn't have that Kentucky hug on your chest as much when it goes down and everything. So. So, all right, so, you know, that time I did get more alcohol presence on the mid to back end palate. Mouth coating is very good, which you definitely expect from this product. It's more sweet than B, not as sweet as Y8. So if I had to rank these, you know, and I'm not going to include Y822 because I don't have it here to give a fair comparison to it. I just know it was good, and I remember that. So just right here, the Y822 would come out on top and everything. And what made it come out on top for me was it was more sweet on both the nose and the palate. The Kentucky hug was there. Had nothing to do with the proof, you know, it being a higher proof. I don't think. I just think it delivered more on what I call the quintessential bourbon experience. So I really enjoyed the Y8. I would put that first, and then in second place for me would be the C922, the most recent release of in the last release of 2022 for Elijah Craig. It very close between C and B to me. C just a little more sweeter than B. You know, the thing I liked about B a little better was there was a little more bite to it. But just the overall experience, I put C just slightly ahead of B and everything. So that's just my opinion on that and everything. So. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. And again, I want to thank everyone for coming out to my channel, supporting my channel, and putting the word out there to the bourbon community and everything. So thank you. Subscribe if you haven't. Smash the alert button. Put me some comments out there, you know, what you think about the Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs. What your favorite one of this year was and everything, and I'm looking forward to the next year releases and everything. So until next time, my friends, cheers to everyone. Here's to good health, and I will be out here doing some more videos before the holidays and everything. So, but again, if not, and we don't cross paths until that time, Merry Christmas to everyone. And I'll close by saying this is definitely, the Y8 is definitely going to be in my lineup for the bourbon of the year to me. So until next time, cheers, good health, and go Vols.